Hi there, I'm Jeff. Thanks for visiting ThinkingKap. It looks like you're here to check out our samples. Is this your first time here, or have you reviewed our interactive conversations before? First time, huh? Nice to meet you. Here at ThinkingKap, we're literally obsessed with training. Okay, not just any training. We're obsessed with creating great training. We realize that there's too much bad training in the world. So we've set out to make sure all of our solutions are more engaging and do things just a little different. Before we dive into the samples, I'd like to learn a little about the people I'm working with. Could you tell me a little about the typical e-learning courses you've taken? This is happening more and more these days. But we're all tired of being talked at, am I right? Lectures stink. That's why we created interactive conversations. So, you may be asking what these interactive conversation things are anyway. Well, their goal is to put learners in the middle of a dialogue with a virtual instructor. A lot of e-learning courses are a monologue from the narrator. Don't worry, there aren't any lectures here. We're all about the learner experience. The other really interesting thing about our interactive conversations is the personality of the instructors. We all have big personalities, so we don't sound like your typical e-learning course. And with a little input from you and the other stakeholders around your office, we can match you up with an instructor personality that's a perfect fit for your office's unique vibe. Now, with all that behind us, let's pick out one of our sample courses for you to review. Let me ask you a few quick questions so I can point you to a sample that might be up your alley. Earlier, you said that most of the e-learning you've taken felt kind of like a lecture. Would you say most of the others in your office would feel the same way? Fair enough. And why would you? In that case, let's talk about what type of instructor might appeal to you and your colleagues. As I mentioned before, all of our instructors have different personalities, so let's figure out who might be a fit for your situation. Help me understand what it's like around your office. Does your team like to keep things light and casual, even fun every now and then? Or is your office more conservative and tends to stick to business? Or maybe you're somewhere in the middle. Ooh, light and cash. That sounds fun. We have several instructors who are well known for having a good time. While learning is the #1 objective, they pride themselves on making sure people enjoy themselves. Last question. What sort of visual style do you think would appeal to your office? Some like an illustrated look, something like this. Or would your coworkers respond better to a more photographic look, kind of like this? An illustrated look and feel. Sounds good. Thanks for those answers. That was helpful. Since you think your people will prefer a more casual narrator and an illustrated look, let me introduce you to Frida. She's fun and quirky, and in this example, she taught a class about an information firewall.
Well, hello there. My name is Frida, and I'm a senior firewall aficionado. In fact, I'm known as Firewall Frida around these parts. I assume you're here to chat about the firewall, huh? Goody. I live to talk firewall.
One of the first things you'll notice about Frida is her personality. She's great at taking serious and even technical topics and making them fun for everyone. She has a really positive attitude and is definitely one of our most eccentric instructors. Here are some examples of her providing knowledge check feedback to the learner.
Before we go any further, pop quiz time. Let's pause for a brief knowledge check. Answer this quick question to test your understanding, and I'll meet you on the other side. Is it hard work being that awesome? 'Cause you make it look easy. Stellar performance, per usual. Yeah, that was a tricky one. Don't let it bum you out. Don't worry, that one actually tripped up a few people. Keep up the hard work, and you can still be a junior firewall aficionado. So onward and upward, right?
As you can hear, Frida has her own way of encouraging learners. But despite her casual approach, she's focused on using solid learning techniques. For example, like our other interactive conversation instructors, here Frida checks for understanding regarding a difficult topic that often trips up new students.
Finally, accreditation personnel must maintain a 3-year gap between providing survey services for any organization to which they consulted. Does this last point make sense? Oh, I must be off my game. Let me give you an example.
You've probably also noticed that Frida is a stick figure, which makes her one of our most laid-back looking instructors. Despite a complex subject matter, this course presented a lighthearted design style, along with some fun animations and feedback.
My goodness, how was that for a whole bushel full of firewall goodness? You've learned so much, I can see that your brain's gotten a little bigger. It looks good on you. Now that you've got that big brain, are you ready to test your ability to adhere to that policy? Amen to that. Let's go.
This firewall course concluded by quizzing learners on various scenario questions. However, not every scenario was relevant to each employee. In this last example, Frida conducts a brief interview, so she can customize which scenarios to present based on each learner's unique job responsibilities. Let's take a look.
Great work so far. Let's consider a new situation. So tell me, are you ever in a position to create any marketing materials? So you never prepare material to support a trade show or conference or provide content for brochures or websites? Good deal. Do you ever speak or prepare materials for speakers at conferences? Not the stand in front of a crowd type, huh? Ever get testimonials from HCOs? So you're the modest one. Got it. Ever create promotional flyers? No problem. Call me crazy, but something doesn't add up. I thought you created marketing materials, but you didn't pick any scenarios. Let's try this again. So which of these apply to you?
Did you notice what happened at the end there? The user claimed that they created marketing materials, but they didn't select any of the relevant scenarios. Since Frida remembers all the user's responses, she followed up with the learner to find out why. While there are lots of cool aspects to interactive conversations, this last point really shows off the power of this approach. So, what did you think? Did you love Frida as much as the client did? Or was she a little too positive and over the top for your crowd? Keep in mind, no single interactive conversation instructor is perfect for every situation. So don't worry, we have lots of qualified instructors, and they all have a different approach. Plus, one of the creative instructional designers here at ThinkingKap can help you create the perfect script, tone, and look to fit your unique situation. See anything you like? Does this make you want to create your own e-learning that feels like a conversation? Then reach out to us using the form below, and we can chat about creating an amazing interactive conversation just for you.